Hello there, and welcome back, everybody. And this is going to be our second part of our show. And this is actually called Storytellers Talk to Twitch Chat. What Storytellers is Talk to Twitch Chat. This is a Q&A. So, guys, feel free to talk with us.
To give you some ideas for questions, if it's a personal question about us, we won't necessarily answer. Distracted Elf can answer or not. That's totally up to her. But questions about storytelling, questions about D&D in general, questions about the different formats of the show that we've done. It's an open forum. So
Hell yeah.
Okay, 1 second, guys.
there's very little that doesn't in some way tie into storytelling. So if we're going to
That's
talk about
true.
storytelling, we pretty much got to talk about everything.
So everything is related to stories somehow. Even telling the story of storytelling is storytelling related.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. So, what's happening? What questions do we have?
I don't know. Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
Are we just?
You and also.
Are we?
That's a cool.
Are we just being like clandestine for no reason?
Do we want to be?
I
I mean, Justin doesn't have a cool microphone to do.
I mean that's true. We gotta leave him out.
Suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's fine.
We know.
I'm used to being left out.
Right. So, what makes you decide on the story you're choosing? Usually it means format. So we decide on the format first. Like, what do we want to do? There's different formats that we use. For example, this was a cooperative storytelling. So we all work on telling a story in our own particular way by combining our free imaginations and the story we're given and making something new out of it. And then we have other ways of telling a story. Basically, DMing a story. For example, like somebody, let's say, Elf doesn't know the story and I know it completely, and she is the main character. And she'll just have to do whatever she wants to do in the story with the given character. And I'll just create a world and the events and basically like running an adventure. So there's many different formats, and that's usually the criteria we use. And also we want to try and keep it in 1-2 hours. That's like the margin we want to keep our format in, simply because that's what we wanted to do with the show. Not make it something extremely big, and something just small that people can watch and just have fun.
And it totally lends to having guests if you have it shorter too, because some people don't want to bring their whole day to a stop for whatever it is. But if you want me for like 2 hours, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Justin, which is your favorite edition of D&D?
My favorite edition of D&D is 4E, just like it was last week. The week before that. Okay, and there's a specific reason for this, which is that every edition of D&D except 4E is basically broken and imbalanced.
That's true, but
And-
4E is...
And if you're good at role playing, it actually doesn't matter which edition of D&D you're playing, or even if you have a system you're playing with. Right.
I mean-
so the best system is the one that has the best.
Elf,
balanced
I know
combat.
exactly how I feel.
Because everything
I know
outside
exactly
of
how I
that,
feel.
it doesn't happen within the rules anyway.
I agree with you
I-
100%. Elf.
I
know
so
he's
fundamentally
right.
want to tell you why you're wrong, but it's your opinion, so you know what? Fine.
It's fine.
He has a
It's fine.
point
You'll hear
in a
it. I was
way,
just giving you a hard time.
but
That
I
question
also
is
just
asked
hate
like
it.
every week, and it's a good question. Like it's a
It
reasonable.
is a
question.
good question, yeah.
How did you like the nerd contest you guys had with Fuzzy? I loved it. I mean, we did it for 1 week, and then we decided, well, fuck it, let's just do it again. Let's bring a guest. And I actually asked in like the Gems of Power group, guys, we're doing this show. Like we have Pinball Storytellers. Want to join? And everybody was like, yeah, bring us in. And we have.
Yeah, Clam Taco will be in
People.
here sometime, I'm sure.
Yeah, we basically like, Elf, Clam Taco, who's next?
Yeah.
Fuzzy was here. Who's next? And we got with the Elf this time. We'll see if we get the Cram next time. We'll see. That's kind of it. We had a lot of fun. Just
I don't have anything. I don't have anything to add to that. I thought it was like fun. If I did it, I think if we did it again, we would make some changes. But considering the fact that considering the fact that everything on the show is made up pretty much on the spot, it's very much sort of an improv storytelling experience. Even if we have a framework to start with, I've always been really happy with everything we've done on the show, and it's always been a lot of fun.
So for those who are long-time viewers of the show, you know basically what we talked about in previous Q&As. We usually, at the beginning, thought this would suck. and all of what they've done would suck, and we end up coming out of the session. This has been awesome. I've had a great time. This has been amazing, and that's how a session usually ends. So we've gotten used to the idea that improv is our greatest point in here, and that just doing that and being ourselves and letting our imaginations loose is the best way of telling a great story in our format.
You're pretty cool, Mr. Meat Sauce, for a variety of reasons.
How cool am I? Mr. Meat Sauce is pretty cool.
Yep.
It's true. I agree with that.
I think nobody has a point against that. Maybe I know somebody in my mod team that likes banning him or no timing him out. Not sure who though. Nonetheless, next in time. Does Elf have a Yeti too? Yes,
I do. Yeah, it's
Yeti
like here.
Is
There you go. It's got like the cover and the cover, and you know it's.
I only have
nice.
this, but I don't use it because I'm gonna use it.
Because
Yeah.
you don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever I put it in, if I just do this to it, it's gonna fly off.
I need to get like a boom, but I haven't been able to find one. So.
You know, I'm just using the software. I'm not having any
See,
problems with it.
you
so-
set me up and it worked for the first like 2 hours, and then it started sounding terrible. So I just closed it and I haven't used it again since then.
Seriously?
Yeah. I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what happened.
Absolutely no problem. It may have been that.
Well, they're talking about mics.
Yeah, we're probably not the time, I guess.
I actually
no,
never
exactly.
practiced the princess voice. I can just do funny things with my throat.
Yeah. That sounds
Yeah,
suggestive.
that's why he has a girlfriend and a wife. I'm just joking.
I have a wife who
Aren't-
has a girlfriend. I actually don't have a girlfriend right now. We broke up. But
Varn, you know what? Just because I feel like it, I sit down. Who doesn't sit down when they, just a comfortable pee? Just sit down, pee.
well, you could have one of those Go Girls.
True, but no.
For those of you who don't know, there is an actual product that you can get that will
oh,
allow you to
God.
pee standing up if you're female.
Let's not do that.
You have absolutely no idea what was talked on this show if you haven't seen the Q&A with Fuzzy. Trust me, this is nothing.
I'm sure it isn't.
Okay, what is your favorite Monkey Island game? No, sorry. What is the longest story you guys ever did on stream? Everybody individually. Well, Elf is the first time here, so...
Well, I mean, if you're talking story like on stream in general, I had a 27 session D&D session go on. I think that's the longest that I've had.
Haha, I beat you. 30.
Of course you have, but I mean, I just quit. I was like, you know what? I'm done. Done with this session. I don't want to play this game anymore. And whenever you get like that as a DM, it's just like it's over.
They killed Tiamat.
Nice.
30 weeks campaign. We finished exactly with 30. And that was the end of 3.5 Engineers, which was a 3.5
Nice.
show on our channel. So that's the longest one on this show, specifically Beauty and the Beast. It took us about 3 sessions to finish up.
See, I'm going to say it was the Romanian fairy tale because technically the story went on forever.
Agreed as well. Yeah, 30 weeks. Everything is on YouTube. Like the 3.5 Engineers, everything is on YouTube. It's like a journey.
I'm actually really sad because the first campaign that we ran on my channel, I didn't YouTube it. It's all just on Twitch highlights, and I think it's probably like the best quality one. You know what I mean? In terms of that it actually finishes. I never finish
Put
anything.
it on YouTube.
I never finish anything. I know I could, but I'm terrible.
It's very funny gullible. If you go onto YouTube and start watching for the first, it's a journey not only of my face, because my face changes a lot for those 30 weeks, but production quality on the stream. You can literally see stuff being upgraded.
Yeah.
If somebody went in and did a snapshot of all of the weeks from week 1 to week 30, you'd see literally like things being added, suddenly green screen appears, suddenly new headphones, suddenly better quality video camera, better quality mic, and so on.
That's awesome.
Oh, what do we have next?
What is your favorite Monkey Island game?
I have not played any Monkey
Curse.
Island game.
Curse of.
I'm always going to say the first one, Secret of Monkey Island.
I'm a huge fan of Curse of Monkey Island because it starts out with a talking skull floating in the water, and that's just the best start ever. Murray's the best.
How the fuck do you kill that?
A talking skull.
Tiamat the goddess of evil.
Oh.
It was not actually. So Tiamat had been brought in part 3 in the physical world, and the group again, spoilers for those who want to watch it, but spoilers. So if you want to watch it, then listen to me now. They brought her in part 3, and after that they went Tiamat and the half-dragon disciple of hers and a couple of Arrhenius went out to gather basically the hordes of hobgoblins, dragons, and giants outside, while the party had been teleported into another dimensional space to rest into a magical mansion, came back in the exact same spot in the cave, nobody is in the cave anymore, went in, closed the portal, so Tiamat was only halfway into the world, was only an aspect of Tiamat, and then you just killed her. Oh, and it was a mage that could transform himself and his familiar into a 11-headed cryohydra.
And for that answer, Chucky receives 0 points because he forgot to say spoilers.
I said spoilers.
Sure, you did, Chucky.
He actually did.
I know. You did.
Cool. What else we got kicking around?
What kind of webcams do you use and what is your upload speeds? There, guys.
Okay.
I have Logitech. So Logitech has like a top brand one, the 1080p one that I don't remember the name.
Everybody leans in to check their webcam.
It's a Zeiss, I think, the one with the Zeiss lens.
It's Logitech. I don't know. It's a Logitech.
I have the Logitech HD 1080p webcam, and
yeah. I have the same.
Yeah,
thing.
and
not the one with the side speakers on the side. Yeah?
And my upload speed is 10 megabytes per second.
Those aren't speakers. That's the mic.
Yeah.
That's a stereo mic.
Yeah, the stereo mic. Yeah, not that.
Yeah, speakers on your webcam.
No, the one before that.
Chucky.
Speakers on my webcam. Yeah.
Chucky pimps his webcam, and he gets sweet speakers on there.
Well, this is where you're gonna hate me maybe. Some people in chat. My download speed is 92 and my upload speed is 90
Nice.
megabytes per second.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's standard for people who don't live in America.
Yeah.
I actually have fiber, so my upload speed could go up to 60/60 split pipe, but I only have the plan for 25/25 because that's all I really need.
I've never needed more than 10 up, so it's just like 10 up is fine. That'll do.
That's what the reason why I have this great internet is only because when my grandparents live, they have this like big ranch kind of property, and the antenna for the internet for the whole county is there, and they're and they made an agreement. The internet company doesn't pay rent. We get free internet.
Nice.
So that's why I have this.
That's a pretty good deal.
Great internet.
That's a pretty good deal.
Free is usually a good deal.
Yeah, I like brought the internet, like a modem in the house. There's actually another modem from another internet company from another roommate, but I usually kind of change around the internet from one to the other because he uses it if he uses this one if he wants to, and I use his. I don't know why, but it seems like it's more stable with Twitch.
What is Monkey Island? Monkey Island is a series of games made by LucasArts way, way, way back in the day. There's some like the first adventure games or sort of dialogue-driven puzzle-solving games.
Yeah,
they're
great.
really great games.
They're great point-and-click games. If you want to point-and-click, they're great.
Yeah.
I wish I was rich.
If you want to spend a lot of time combining items, they're good games.
Evil Harry Dread. It's yes. My grandparents own a ranch. It doesn't make me rich. Trust me. I work a part-time job as a full job just to get enough money to be able to move to Norwich next year.
Yeah.
And what, like, I'm trying to figure out in what country ranchers or farmers are rich.
Well, it's just like owning large tracts of land, generally, you know, like...
No, not in Romania.
Well, okay, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you think, like, Texas, and you think people who own, like, a ton of land...
This is not a ton. Don't imagine, like, very big amount. Imagine, like, I think it's like 6 hectares in total, and this is including like their house. They literally they don't like the house. They don't have the finished house. They have like the small mansion, which was on my grandmother's like wanted to build it. Haven't finished it yet, and they live into like a small guest house they built outside, and still trying to get enough money to build that mansion.
You just use the word mansion in relation to not rich, which is just not something that happens.
Yeah, because in
I'm
communist times,
not
when you had-
I'm not arguing with you, Chucky.
No, I'm just putting it in communist times, which is when my grandmother lived. If you had big lots of land, the communists usually rented a lot, especially there. We have like a lot of there was a lot of buildings that are now decrepit, of course, that were factories and smiths for the communist regime. Especially because it was outside of the city, so they could be away from the masses.
That makes sense.
And she rented them out and got a lot of money, but died before she could do anything about it.
It's interesting that we have that cultural idea that land is extremely valuable, when the reality is, if you go look at the richest people in the world, they hardly own any land. Their values all tied up in ideas, buildings, employees.
I don't know.
Patents.
To be fair, I think there's like a historical relevance to land being valuable. You know what I mean?
It's historically ingrained into our culture, but is it still true? And the answer
That's
is
a good point.
yeah. Most of the people who own large tracts of land actually are on the lower end of being wealthy. Owning land is the worst way to be wealthy.
Evil Harry Dread. What's my real name? Violet. Viole.
Oh, that's a nice name.
Yeah.
Actually, I found it out on.
I didn't know it.
Name out on Zoom.
Yeah.
Because when you enter Zoom, you enter with your computer name.
Mm-hmm.
So you just entered you with Violet. My real name? Go onto my YouTube account.
What?
So
Chucky's like,
press that YouTube there. It's right there.
pimping
That's
that
my name.
YouTube button.
Press it. Press it.
Button. You know you want to press the button.
Press the button. Press the button. Okay, so, and yes, I'm moving to the UK to Norwich next year, hopefully. Anything else?
We're all caught up. Chat's slacking. They're not giving us enough questions.
Let's go bowling, Chucky. No, never. I'm bad at bowling.
I'll-
I'm extremely bad at bowling. I've tried.
Let's go bowling, Chucky. Oh, I get it.
tried.
I get it. I get it.
Okay. Yes, Norwich. It's in the east side of England.
Come on, throw questions. I'll answer anything.
So I'd like to point out again that today is the first day we've gotten Pinball Storytellers fan art.
Isn't that badass?
Yes.
Yeah, Draco's hardcore.
That is badass. Drakus is just awesome.
So thank
Yeah,
you.
Drakus is awesome.
Thank you
Probably-
again.
Probably Gems of Power eventually will have everybody drawn if they live that long. So Dracos is like going through them one at a time.
Yeah, we have even more Drakus amazing art coming on tomorrow.
We do.
The Gems of Power.
We do.
Yeah. So guys, I definitely would suggest going on to Twitter and following hashtag.
It's at
Dracus
Dracos
Amy.
Amy.
Dracus Amy. I'm gonna post that in chat. So you guys go on Twitter and follow Dracus Amy. That's there. Go follow it.
Well, I have the
This
hair
is
on the
awesome.
left side rather than the right. Harley Thor. I can do it the other way. Hang on. We'll just live on stream.
I'm trying. Dracos.
Yeah.
Dracos. Okay, so is that correct?
See, we can
Dracos.
do it this way too. It's just a little bit. It doesn't part as nicely, as neatly. That way.
Dracos.
Just a natural parting of my hair. That's
Do you
why.
pronounce the E? Is it Dracos?
It's like Dracos.
Dracos.
Yeah.
Dracos. Okay.
Or you can just call her Durkos. That's what I do, and just ruin it. Just
Durkos,
ruin
yeah.
it completely. You know, like dirty
that's kinda what you
dur.
That's kind of what you do. Like if you can't pronounce it, just
Just
fuck it up.
ruin it entirely. Yeah.
All right. Global Death wants me to explain. I assume you're talking about the Large Hadron Collider when you say LHC. Like, you say theory. Do you want me to explain the theory behind the Large Hadron Collider? Like, why it works the way it does? You want me to explain the history of the Large Hadron Collider? Because the Large Hadron Collider is a machine. It's a machine. It's not a theory. If you want me to explain, like, which findings, the hundreds of findings have come out of the Large Hadron.
Justin, you know
like,
how you can explain all of this? Nanomachines, son.
Like, the reason that
anything.
our universe consists of matter instead of antimatter is because of a discovery made recently by the Large Hadron Collider, where there's a small subparticle that makes up protons that actually decays faster when it's antimatter versus matter. And so when the Big Bang happened and it was equally balanced between matter and antimatter, the antimatter decayed slightly faster, and therefore all the universe is matter.
Justin, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If the universe was made of antimatter, would we just call it matter and then matter would be antimatter?
Yes.
So who cares?
Unless the first person to name it was a total dick and just wanted to confuse everyone.
I just wanted to see what you would say there.
Guys, this, by the way, is a stream. Twitch.tv/guest. He's going to stream right after this. If this is a stream, this is literally what he talks about.
Yeah.
I talk about a lot of things. Just
Cavalier
depends,
guest.
it depends on
Cavalier
who's in
guest.
chat.
Rock.
Right, yeah, I don't think there is a... You know what? I issue you guys a challenge. Make Justin feel awkward.
Oh, yeah.
If you can do that, if you can make Justin feel awkward, I don't know, I'll do something. I'll do something epic for you. Just make Justin feel awkward.
So since we have 3 people and 3
Do that.
possible answers, who should be the next character drawn for Gems of Power? Who do you want, Gems of Power or Workforce?
I would say Fenoisi. She was so
Like
awesome.
Fuzzy's halfling? Yeah.
I would say Fenoisi.
She's pretty good. I kind of want to see Neil's fat mage, though. Like, his, like, corpulent noble.
Ooh, yeah, that's a cool one as well to go. I mean, we have what, 2 of them done by Dracos? We have Findira and
Bjorn, yeah.
Yeah, we still have 3 to go. So I mean, I myself would love to see Fenoisi just because she was amazing last.
I mean, that would round out the shorty crew that we have going with the art right now. Get all the short people out of the way.
Yeah, I like to see all of them drawn. I can't wait to make just a collage with all of Dracus's
Elephant Chuck both say not Justin's. Yeah, we're mean. To be fair, Justin's part in the last one was, I'm trying not to vomit, and now I'm unconscious. So,
Yeah.
you know.
My character still got a lot accomplished despite that.
True.
I carried the balls, for instance.
You did carry the iron
which
balls.
have not so far been useful as far as I know.
No.
I don't know. I still want to see the Beard of Holding, personally.
It's coming.
It's
So-
done, Justin. It's actually done.
Oh, well, I haven't seen it.
It's
You haven't seen it? Shit, okay.
Twitter.
Check the tweeters.
Check the tweeters. All right.
Go yeah, on his stream when he streams and make him feel awkward. He's not gonna feel awkward with just us.
Yeah.
here. Trust me. If you wanna see awkward, just watch the last game. I mean, I was feeling awkward by that cringe.
Explain Ant-Man. Ant-Man's a fictional superhero. Done.
Done.
What is love? The condition under which someone else's happiness and well-being becomes essential to your own. Were you touched as a child? Who wasn't touched as a child? Unless I was raised in a Skinner box. Someone must have touched me. Yes, that's true. No, it has not affected the quality of Swiss chocolate. All the Swiss chocolate is amazing.
What? Am I missing questions? Because I feel like
No, yeah. There's like a couple.
You gotta scroll down. I actually
Cool.
prefer homemade cashew butter to peanut butter because peanuts are a legume and not a real nut. They're just imposters.
Agreeable that there is no footage of online of Justin feel awkward. Is there, Justin?
Okay, no. So I explained this last week. The Miss Manners' definition of a lady or a gentleman is someone who puts first the comfort and convenience of others. So whenever I am interacting with people, I try and make sure that they're comfortable, that they're not awkward, that it's okay for them. Right? Me personally, I know who I am and I know like what makes me uncomfortable, and if something makes me uncomfortable, I don't do it. But other people can't do things that make me uncomfortable, and I won't do things that make me uncomfortable. So I just never feel awkward.
Justin is Satan Leo.
According to my entire elementary school, he must be because I'm his tutor. So
I want to answer this with something from Daredevil that I've just seen today.
If you quote anything from the last 2 episodes, I will punch you. I haven't watched them yet.
No, it's not the last episode. No, it's like I think I'm like in the middle, somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
So, Satan exists. He's everywhere. He's, Satan in Hebrew actually means enemy, but the translation made him up to be like one singular enemy instead of just enemies. The enemy being Satan everywhere. That's your answer. 42, Mr. Meat
So
Sauce.
all enemies are Satan.
I mean, Mr. Meat Sauce, the real question is, what is the question to the answer? Right?
What is...
High five.
Yes. High five for that Hitchhikers of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
That I'm not good at. What about the Zazel? I used the Zazel in a D&D campaign, but I forgot which and the details on him.
So
No,
he's not memorable enough to be a real enemy.
Azazel's an X-Men character.
Yes.
John?
Azazel is also a demon.
I know.
But he was-
I am.
I used the demon for like Honor Bound the first season. I actually didn't have to use it yet, but he was like one of the elder gods. But I completely forgot the name that I used for him.
I've never died, so I don't know if dying's uncomfortable. If I die and it's uncomfortable, you can come ask me if it was uncomfortable afterwards.
Well, this depends if we're talking like emotionally uncomfortable, like not wanting to talk, or like uncomfortable, like I just got shot in the leg, kind of uncomfortable, because those are different, right?
Okay, yeah, there's pain and there's discomfort.
That's what I'm saying. Like being uncomfortable and like feeling out of sorts is different to like getting beat around the head with a baseball bat. Like those things are different.
Also, it's the challenge is awkward, not uncomfortable. So let's actually just
there. It's true.
let's actually do some definitioning here. Not smooth or graceful. That definition will never apply to me because obviously.
In the Big Bang Theory, Sheldon wears Flash t-shirts.
Causing or feeling embarrassed or inconvenience. No, not really. Yeah, so this is the one Chucky's talking about. He wants you guys to somehow embarrass me, like to make me blush or to make me feel in some way emotionally uncomfortable, shall we say.
Garabrius? Because of maths.
Maths.
That's your answer there. Because of maths. Ruin it. You figure it out what. You know what? It is said, teach a man to fish and he will fish for his entire life. Give a man a fish and you feed him one day. So I'm gonna answer your question by open a maths book and start reading. There you go. I'm thinking about your future. What's best for you, Gabius? Trust me on this. Okay, who's next? Who's next for the chopping block? Nope, I don't see anything else. Guys, come on. This is a Q&A. Questions. Oh, one question we ask every guest. Elf, what was your experience on Pinball Storytellers?
I was a greedy old man. That was my experience. It was good. I had fun. I enjoy improvising and just dicking around with stories. It's kind of 90% of what I do too, so
Perfect. I can't wait to bring Clam in.
It'll be good.
If we ever, it's gonna be awesome. Okay, so I like this. These renditions of what I just said. Set a man on fire. He's warm for the rest of his life.
So-
Poison the fish, and you feed him.
Hey, Galaverse's question is actually Euler's theorem. If anyone, it concerns Euler's theorem. And what was it? I think Gauss. It's if you understand trig, that should make sense. If you've never studied trig, it won't make sense. But Gauss said that any natural mathematician should be able to look at it and immediately understand why it is true. So if you've studied trig and you've seen Euler's theorem and it didn't make sense to you, do not go into the field of math.
I love you, Orisha 420. No religious talks. No, that's something that I do not like and I do not condone. In chat, no. I would.
What does the fox say, Chucky?
Yes. What does the fox say? I would shout it out, but people are sleeping.
It's down to you and me, Justin.
Foxes.
Come
I mean,
on.
culturally, for most people, foxes say "yip." But
Elf-
if you've
Elf
ever actually
defense,
heard of a
Elf
recording of a fox, they have a wide variety of sounds. None of them sound like "yip."
I see. I'm just gonna leave that for you guys because Justin seems to be like the absolute master of like the driest answers in the universe to the driest questions
Cooper.
ever asked.
Sheldon Cooper.
So
I'm trying to get
we'll
them to stop asking me questions.
By answering questions?
Yeah.
Damn it, Justin.
Justin, is it important to be a good person?
Why is it
Justin,
important?
is it important to you?
Not. I mean, in order to evaluate if something's good or bad, you have to have specific goals you're trying to achieve, and if it's good, it achieves that goal, and it's bad if it doesn't. So, yeah, the question's too broad to have a specific answer. There needs to be a lot more details.
Evil Hydra depends on your hygiene.
Yeah.
100% depends on your
Is it
hygiene.
okay to go ass to mouth? God damn.
Hygiene is all that matters there.
Yeah. In general, the answer is no, but you can
Yeah.
safe with sufficient preparation.
Did you, Justin? Were you awkward there?
No, I was more afraid that other people might feel awkward, but
He can't deny being awkward at any given point, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, I know Justin. Literally, I don't think he'd lie, even if it was to save his life. He's a pretty honest man.
I might lie to save my life.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would lie to save my life, that's for sure.
Maybe. I'm not sure. It
Okay,
depends on the
you
circumstances.
know-
There are times.
you-
Stories.
You know he's an honest man when he says, "I might lie to save my life."
Depends if it's a little lie or not, says Justin, as the man points a gun at his head.
There
Tell your
are
wife
things I wouldn't lie about to
that's
save
your
my
gun.
life. But it depends on the lie.
Nice.
If he feels awkward, he's gonna tell you. Trust me. He's not gonna miss out on an opportunity to make me do something very awkward. Who wouldn't like to save their lives? Justin.
It depends on the depends on the lie.
I love your workshop. Some people live by principles, and principles are more important to them than their actual lives.
I mean, everyone has some.
Give you the example, you have Buddhist monks who mummify themselves on the principle that mummification brought them closer to achieving a higher spiritual
Sorry.
ascension. 13 monks completely mummified themselves, and it takes literally a couple of years to do it. And that's literally you killing yourself in a couple of years. Consciously killing yourself.
If they dared you to lick your nipple on stream, would you be awkward to do so? No, I don't think I can actually. Well, actually, my tongue's pretty long. I've never tried, but I wouldn't do it because it's against Twitch's TOS, and I agreed.
Against
And I
Twitch,
agreed to
yes.
Twitch's TOS when I signed up to be a streamer. So
Sadly.
There you go. There you have it. Justin stuttered when I even asked why it's important to be a good person. Isn't that a win? No, stutter is not a win.
just to make sure, I haven't felt awkward in years. Like I can tell you guys things that used to make me feel awkward, but it was years and years and years ago.
See? Now, Sarah Shank is most likely a troll.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to
She's
waiting for it.
putting more work in it than the other ones.
I'm
See?
waiting for it.
See, like she's on the verge
There's-
of being banned, but not there yet.
But Celery Shank, to answer your question, I'm transgender. I am male to female transgender, and I'm on process of transitioning. So yeah, let's see what happens now. This is
Okay. It seems hopefully the troll squad doesn't return. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck would chuck a chuck full of wood if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
There you have it. There you have it.
Also, woodchucks don't technically chuck wood.
What do they do?
Well, chucking implies a throwing motion, right? Like I chuck something at you. They just chew on it really hard.
That's a good point. I guess. Yeah, woodchucks don't throw anything.
Nope, they don't.
So probably not a lot. But if it could.
Revision, what makes you awkward in your life currently, Justin, and why didn't you actually answer the question previously?
I did. They said, what makes you awkward? And I said, I haven't felt awkward in years. Nothing in my current life makes me feel awkward. I can tell you stories of things in the past that make me feel awkward, but it's not current.
Evil Harry Dread, I said I would answer anything, so I will, and you've been an active, awesome person in the chat, so I'm gonna give you a pass on that very definitely rude question. And answer. No surgery yet. Hormones first, then surgery later. 24th. The 24th is when well, so in like 4 days, yeah, on Friday, I start my HRT, which is freaking badass.
Core gifts. Do not push it. We said before, questions might not be answered. Question might be answered. If you put up a personal question, do not expect it to be answered.
It's okay. The trolls are back. Don't worry about it.
No problem. Don't worry about it. Yes, core gifts. We said.
Oh, I actually have an answer
questions.
to Galabrius'
Shall be
question.
answered.
If I had to derail a
John?
train to save my loved one, I absolutely would.
Oh yeah? You
Yeah.
would kill like 40 innocent people?
Yeah. I don't care about
Put it like
them,
this.
so...
That's a good point, actually.
fine.
Yeah.
But like this, the question last Q&A was, Justin, if you could sleep with anybody in the world, who'd you sleep with? My wife.
Nicely
True.
done.
Yeah.
No, that was... yeah. Someone asked me that last week, and I was... So here's my thing. I've had a lot of sex, and in my experience, sex with a strong emotional connection is just better. So I could name a random person who I am sexually attracted to on a physical level, but I don't even know if I like them as a person. And it's just risky, right? So I'd rather guaranteed have good sex. If you ask me who I want to go to date with, that'd be a more interesting question, because I could date a lot of people and get to know them, and then maybe there'd be sexy times.
What do we have here? 1 second, I think I said something, a question here. Oh, I don't appreciate the picture. That is a character from the story we just did, Doofus 1 Week. If you don't like it, you're free to go watch another stream. That's an amazing artwork done by somebody during the stream for a character just appeared in the story one time in one show. So if you don't appreciate it, bye-bye.
How long have each of us been streaming? That's a good question. From Scrap Computer.
Self.
Me, I think I started streaming last summer. No. Maybe 2 years now, almost. It's been a little while. I've been streaming for a long time, and I've basically been full time since I started. So when I decided I was going to stream, I just went full bore and went like 12-hour days from the get-go. You know, I've only recently sort of, laid off a little bit on a couple of those things. So yeah. That's it for me. Probably about 2 years.
I've been streaming for 1.5 years. I actually, for the first half year, it was just for fun. Like, actually, no, I would say a bit more than that. For the first 7 or 8 months, it was more for fun. Nothing serious. And then I started enjoying it a lot, and I started meeting other people, other streamers, talking to them, and yeah, I started having a lot of fun streaming, so I decided, why the fuck not, let's try this. And I have been steadily increasing the production quality with all the funds that I can make for my part-time job, which is not a lot, but I mean, in a near in something I got green screen, a good mic, a good computer, a good laptop, so I'm pretty happy with what we've been doing on the stream, and I feel like overall it's a pretty good production quality stream, and there's very few other streams out there who produce the quality of content that I do. That's my personal opinion.
I think you do an awesome job, Sharky. Honestly, like, I'm glad to be involved. You know, my streams are a lot more like there's a lot of hours, but I would say production-wise, I think you do a kick-ass job, more so than me, for sure.
Thank you. I will be studying at university next year in Norwich on a English and creative writing course.
I've been streaming for about 6 months.
Nice.
So not very long.
You all have straight or close to hitchhiker's thumbs.
My audio and video are not synced. Sorry about that. It shouldn't happen. Sorry about that. Oh, hopefully I'll fix it after. I mean, it's not that big of an issue. I mean, is it a big one? And if you're the only one who noticed, I doubted it is a big.
I haven't noticed anything. Just on the live video, but.
Well, hope it's still like understandable. I don't, guys, like chat, mods.
I'm sure you're fine.
Any? Okay. Justin, can I have glasses? Justin, can Doan Dutch have glasses?
I bought these are like a mass-produced pair of glasses. You can go buy them. They're not very hard to find. So yes,
now
for the low price of a little bit of internet research, you can have these glasses for your very own.
So put it like this, just to give you some knowledge, a drop of knowledge here. I have a -3. I had a -375 on my, or both of my eyes. I still have a -325, so I'm pretty blind. I literally can see close to shit without my contact lenses. Get contact lenses. Learn to use them, be careful with them, they're better. Why? Because you don't have a defocus zone on above or below your eyes, and with a myopy, well, this is specifically when you only have only plus or only minus on your eyes. So if you can't see close or far away, if you have both of that, which is called hypermetropy or something like close to that, I know the term in Romanian, but not in English, that's when you don't want contact lenses, but usually they help a lot more.
What's the term in Romanian, Chucky?
Hypermetropia.
It's a funny word.
Probably similar to English, to be honest.
Yeah.
All those scientific ones were always similar.
I am a writer, not. I mean,
I'm a really good candidate for LASIK, so I'm just waiting till my prescription stabilizes and gonna not have to deal with any of that ever again.
I mean, I write, but I would consider myself a writer. Not at this point now. I feel like writer is
like when you're published, yeah.
Big. Yeah, like I've been published in magazines and other places like internet magazines and here, and I've never had actually a short novel or something out, so only poetry or short writings, like 1 page or something like that.
Nice.
But I'm definitely not a writer yet.
Tell you,
have you ever smoked weed?
Have you ever smoked weed? Yeah, yes, I have.
This is Romania. Dude.
I have.
Seriously, like Romania, what do you expect?
I have. I think, whatever. Doesn't matter. I wouldn't do it any time I needed to do something professional after, but.
I live in the U.S., so I'm gonna have to say no.
Wink.
I'll try and fix it, Bob. I'll screw with a delay next time. It's a Twitch thing. It's not a Skype thing. It's a Twitch thing. So I'll see what we can do about it. Chucky, aka Stephen King. No, I mean not a blog. It was an internet magazine that published poetry, and I think I still have the link somewhere. I'll link it on Twitter when I find it.
Nice. Yeah, writing is something that I'm kind of into as well. Though I don't have anything nearly as professionally done as Chucky apparently. I won like a national poetry contest, or I came second or some shit. It was published in a book, but yay, poems.
Awesome.
So, I've done that before.
Smoking weed in Elf is officially in my bucket list.
I said I've smoked weed. I didn't say I light one up every week or anything. I don't have weed. I just happen to know people who do.
I definitely agree with you ever Harry Dread, but trust me, writers are not made by the courses they take necessarily. Writers are made by their experience. A writer is only the sum of his experiences, and that doesn't mean his life experiences necessarily. It also counts in books and in everything that can count as an experience for you. Like, experience is a subjective thing.
And you gotta remember, writing's an art form. There are technical aspects to it, but someone can be a very technically proficient writer and write stuff that simply never catches the imagination of the population and never gets famous, never makes a living off of it. And there's people who write terribly but capture the imagination and become very successful.
Give an example in the very technical side of things, H.P. Lovecraft. He was never a good writer in his time. He was mediocre. He is good now just because his level of writing is amazing for when he wrote and when the literature is now. He was an editor to one of the best writers then at the time. He was an editor. He would edit whole chapters and rewrite them for some of the most famous writers at the time, and those writers did not complain and did not say anything against H.P. Lovecraft. Was one of the best editors out there. Even though he was not a great person and like a human being, he was an amazing editor.
It's like but it's like any creative profession, right? Like writing is no different from any creative profession where there's 50 people who fail for every one that succeeds. If you're
I think the ratio is way worse than that.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, right? Like, it's really, really, ridiculously hard. I mean, you can equate it to art, you can equate it to movies, you can equate it to streaming, you can equate it to stage, you can equate it to acting.
Keep in mind, you can do a lot of things with, for example, the English and creative writing thing that I'm doing. You can do a lot of other things while still writing. What I am thinking, for example, this is my plan for the future, is to go get there, keep on doing my role-playing shows, which are not that much work as they were at the beginning, and continue on writing and take the course and see where that brings me. Either make a career in streaming, make a career in writing, make a career in maybe getting a job with my English levels. Who knows?
We'll see. I saw another question. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate. But if I had to go more specific, I would say there's this specific ice cone that was vanilla and a swiggle of coffee, but the coffee was dark rum coffee. I remember it when I ate it and when I was little, in a place where my mother would bring us a lot of times. It was so amazing. I can never find it again. I've never found it again after a couple of summers, but that was the most amazing ice cream I've ever eaten. Gabriel Iglesias is my favorite stand-up artist. Well, besides I always forget his name.
You're jumping questions before we answered the last one. God,
yes.
God. Justin, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
The ice cream I ever had was actually it's just plain spearmint, but it was made from spearmint grown on the property at a restaurant that was also a farm. Awesome.
I'm just gonna go with the classic mint choc chip because it's delicious and I always get it. So there you go. Now we can talk about stand-up comics. Go, Chucky.
Yes. Yes, Gabriel Iglesias. And also the old guy that's the master of stand-up comedy that I don't remember his name and I feel awkward about
George Carlin.
George Carlin. And I literally have all his videos on my external drive.
I'm a huge fan of Jimmy Carr. I really like Jimmy Carr.
Ooh, I know Jimmy Carr. He's good. He's great.
Yeah.
So I've never seen a stand-up routine of his anywhere on the internet, but I saw him in person once, and it's the same guy from Whose Line? Ryan Stiles is actually incredibly funny. He's like it was the funniest stand-up routine I've ever seen. It might have been that I was there in person, and that makes a big difference. But that's like my best memory of watching someone do stand-up.
Could be.
So.
Whoever asked for the schedule is down below. If you want the timers, they're in the schedule always. Oh shit. Yeah. 1 second. 1 second. I just realized something. Go on.
Oh.
Favorite pizza topping.
Go on.
Favorite
Pepperoni.
pizza topping? Okay, the pizza I always get. Okay, when we're ordering pizza is sausage, bacon, green olives, and mushrooms. That's it. That's what I get.
Mexican pizza, hot sauce, nachos, corn, this mozzarella, and jalapeno.
Did you say corn?
It's just pizza, right?
Yeah, corn. Like, yes, like,
He put
the small.
So you heard it here first.
No, the corn thing, like the small.
Chucky,
Like, the small.
I know, but
Chucky puts Mexican nachos on top of his pizza. Mexican nachos is his favorite pizza topping.
Yes.
Mine's pepperoni and pineapple, and we'll just move on to the next question and not talk about this ever again.
Before the question, my girlfriend is not moving with me there. She's studying to be a doctor here.
cool. All right, what other questions we got?
If you could be
If
an
you could be an
immortal
immortal-
vampire, but have to drink human blood to survive, would you? Yeah, sure. I just, find someone willing to sell me their blood.
I would just blood banks.
Yeah.
Yeah, blood banks. I mean, you can find a way around it.
Just
Can find
go
a way
get
around it.
transfusions.
I mean, if I'm drinking a pint a day, a pint of blood is worth an average of $225. So I have to do, with my super strength, immortality, and ability to not die to anything, is find some way to find $225 a day. I think I can pull that off.
I think I could probably do that.
Harito, I hate you. Love you, but hate you at the same time, dude. Good job. Have fun. Have fun. I'm still so very salty because I can't go to TwitchCon.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to go either. Meh.
100% my girl is smarter than me. Yes. 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 Of course. She's an amazing person and she's extremely smart. Somebody doesn't like your favorite pizza topping, Justin.
Well, they're wrong.
Guys, are you proud of being white? Okay, that's a stupid question. Why would it be? It's just a
I
comment.
don't know. Not particularly proud of anything. Got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Have you checked your purpose?
Okay, guys. So let's finish up with a couple of last questions.
Yup.
So yeah, but Harito, remember the transport from Romania to somewhere out there. It's very hard to get here. Expensive. Very expensive. Are you trapped in a jigsaw with the Iron Maiden, which closes slow? You can only win by cutting off a body part and throw it to push.
I do not think I would have the fortitude to cut off like my own hand or my own foot or something to throw it. I think I would just die. I don't think I'd be able to do it.
I think I wouldn't. I mean, no, I could. I mean, I know how it feels. Like, for example, this thing over on here. I don't know if you guys see it, but I broke my bone in here, both ways. So when they tried putting it back about 3 times on live without any anesthetic or anything. They didn't make it, so it broke it even harder. And I know the feeling of literally breaking your own bones, because that's what it did. Because of the EMs being so idiotic, I had to spend like 2 months in the hospital.
Yeah.
Because they broke my hand even harder.
Rough.
Yeah, I mean, I've experienced breaks and pain, but nothing like... I assume that having something ripped off would hurt more. Or cut off.
Well, like sawing, but the thing is, like, having it cut off and doing it yourself are different, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
definitely.
if somebody sliced my hand off, I'm sure I'd live. You know what I mean? If I got proper medical attention, but I don't think there is under any circumstance where I could do it myself. You know, like I couldn't do that.
I think it depends.
I don't know.
It depends.
Yeah.
I would try. I would definitely try my best. To
I'll
do
say
it.
that. I would try. I would try to survive. I don't know if I would succeed. I would probably, and I throw better with my right hand. So if it was like a choice between like fingers on my left hand or fingers on my right hand, I would cut off fingers on my left hand and throw those fingers at the button. You can't cheat. You have to murder them. No, because vampires don't need to kill people.
No.
That's not that's not part of the lore. And B, you can't call it murder because murder is unlawful killing, and human laws only apply to humans. I'm a vampire.
Doesn't apply to me, bitch.
In this context, I'm a vampire.
Anything
Yeah,
else?
we
We got
on the bot, and I think that's it.
any final questions? The very last
final question, guys. Come on, any final questions?
It's your last chance till
Or-
next
Speak
Friday.
now or forever hold your peace.
Or if you've been in that Iron Maiden, forever hold your pieces.
Yeah.
See you later, Gullible Death. I don't know how familiar you were with classic literature, but what is your favorite era? I'm a bit how can I put this? I'm a romantic.
That's true.
So I've always been a romantic, and for anybody who knows me or just plays games with me knows that I'm a romantic. I've always loved making exceptional characters and put them in exceptional situations where they have to behave in a certain way, or basically show off their own flaws and their highest qualities. That's my favorite era, romanticism. That's not the word in English to describe the era. I feel.
No, it makes sense. It's good.
It does. Yeah.
But you get what I mean.
Dracos, do I love you? Yes. Yes, I love you. Many hearts. And then Scrap's got the classic, got any tips for new streamers question. This is a classic.
Okay, let's end with that.
Alright. You want to go, Chucky, or shall I?
Wait, I'll go first. I'm not a successful streamer yet, so I have no good tips.
I'm not a successful streamer yet either, but I'm going to give you tips anyway.
Done.
So the biggest thing for me, or that really made a difference for me, is be consistent, and be constant. You know, like, I found that just being live was the best advice I could give anybody. You can't stream unless you're streaming, so stream, you know?
I always say streaming is like meeting somebody out for a drink. That's how you need to behave with your chat. You meet people out for a drink. They need to know when that's gonna happen, where that's gonna happen, and what's gonna happen at the drink. What bar are you going to? So provide all of these details to your viewers through schedules that you keep, and through information and other sources like Twitter, the schedule, like for example the one I have like down below, but you can use any, like make your own website if you have the skills. Anything, just provide the information and be ready to invest. Yeah. Because nowadays
you can't,
being a new streamer is very hard.
It is really, really hard to start. If you're doing it from a dead stop. Scrap, I know that you specifically have like a very successful YouTube channel, so I think you'll be fine. But
if you have a start, yes.
But
if you have a start, but remember,
doing it from a dead stop is really hard.
YouTube is very different from Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Give you an example, like Brad Walter, a guy who's going to be in an all Call of Cthulhu show, has a 70K like YouTube channel, but when he streams only between 30 or 40 viewers, simply because Twitch and YouTube are extremely different things. Twitch is an active commitment in viewership and in participating in chat, while YouTube is just YouTube is like, this is how I describe it usually. YouTube is like this. Ha ha. Twitch is like, what's up, dude? Hey, what's up? How is it going? How are you liking this game? And
it's true.
Twitch is a lot more different.
They got different qualities.
And yeah, just as Elf said, be consistent. A lot of things you'll find out as you go on. A lot of things. Oh, and make sure to be ready to work hard. Work hard, dude. because there are so many people out there who want to do the same thing. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to work harder than you, and they're going to outpace you. They're going to be better than you because they worked harder. Let me give you an example. The Gyms of Power, it took me 2 months of sending emails to all of the streamers I knew and I didn't know. And trust me, it's a desolating experience to not get a reply or get hundreds of no's and no's and no's until you finally get a yes and yes and yes, and you make an awesome group that you're very happy you have. And yeah, that's it. Be ready to work hard.
The other thing I'd throw out there, just as a last little bit from me, Chucky, is you make a really good point. In that networking with other streamers is incredibly important. But that you can't just start streaming and expect other streamers to pay attention to you. You know what I mean? You can't be that guy who starts, has 10 viewers, and goes, you want to like collaborate on something? Because nobody wants to work with you if you can't prove that you can work on your own, you know? Like...
You need to have good content out there. Even if you're not viewed enough, you need to have good quality content. So when you talk to a streamer, for example, I'm sure that this they'll checked out the channel.
Oh yeah,
said,
no, I did.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in it.
I definitely did.
Of course you did. And everybody else who wanted to participate in Gyms of War definitely checked out the channel first. I never knew Fuzzy before we did this, and now we're talking constantly. We're doing 2 shows together. She's been a guest on almost all of my shows.
Hell yeah.
See? Networking is important, but at the same time you can't do networking unless you already have good content.
Yep. It's one of those steps that I totally haven't gotten on the bandwagon enough with yet. Like, I've just been plugging away at my own thing. I think that's it for me. You know, I don't...
And I think that's it for our show tonight. So guys, I hope you enjoyed Pinball Storytellers. It's been awesome having you, and hope you guys had as much fun as we did. So we're gonna see you on the next show on the Gyms of Power tomorrow. Timer is down below in chat.
Yep.
I'm gonna link it again in chat, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Oh, yeah. Elf?
Yeah.
Shoutouts.
Okay. Justin, you want to go first, or shall I go first?
Ladies first.
Oh, okay. Alright, so, shoutouts. I guess that's the thing where I tell you about me. I'm Distracted Elf. I stream on Twitch. I'm going to be streaming right after this with some Grand Theft Auto 5 multiplayer stuff because I'm completely addicted to it at the moment. Things about me, I'm a variety streamer. I do a lot of tabletop stuff. I do a lot of random game stuff, and I'm on every week, every weekday, and occasionally Saturdays and Sundays. There you go. I stream during the day, like North American time.
Justino.
Hey guys, I'm Cavalier Guest on Twitch. I stream mostly Hearthstone Monday through Friday, although that's been sort of cut into by various shows on Chucky's channel, which I really love. I'll actually be streaming right after this for the next 2 hours, so if you want to come check me out, I'd be happy to have you. You can, if there's any questions you didn't feel comfortable asking in front of Chucky or Elf for some reason, there will be a story.
For me.
Okay, and that's it. See you later. Bye-bye.